Greetings, curious minds. Welcome to Frontier Obscura, where we dive deep into the bizarre, unravel the unknown, and shine a light on the shadows of the universe. Buckle up for a journey to the edges of human knowledge.
Tonight, we venture into a microscopic realm to meet Earth's most indestructible creatures, beings that can survive the vacuum of space, withstand nuclear radiation and return from death itself. They're called tardigrades, but you might know them as water bears. Don't let their cute nickname fool you. These eight-legged micro-monsters are arguably the most resilient life forms ever discovered. And they're everywhere, in your garden, on your roof, and perhaps even on your skin right now. Speaking of resilience, you can help us be resilient if you click subscribe to see more content like this. Now, let's get back to the tardigrades. Picture a creature that looks like it crawled from the depths of a nightmare, a transparent body revealing alien organs, 8 stubby legs ending in sharp claws, a circular mouth that punctures plant cells and animal tissue alike. At up to 0.5 millimeter long, they're invisible to the naked eye, but under a microscope, their true horror is revealed. But it's not their appearance that makes tardigrades truly terrifying, it's what they can survive. Imagine being boiled alive at temperatures exceeding 300 degrees Fahrenheit. A tardigrade can survive that. Now imagine being frozen to near absolute zero, colder than the darkest depths of space. A tardigrade shrugs it off. Radiation? They can withstand doses 1,000 times greater than what would kill a human. Crushing pressure? They laugh at the weight of 6 times the ocean's deepest point, the vacuum of space. They've been there, exposed to the cosmic void, and returned to tell the tale. But their most disturbing ability is something called cryptobiosis, the power to essentially die and return to life. When faced with extreme conditions, tardigrades can expel almost all water from their bodies, retracting their head and legs to form a dehydrated barrel called a tun. In this state, their metabolism drops to 0.01% of normal. Their organs are preserved by a special protein that turns their cells into glass. They can remain this way for decades, perhaps even centuries. No heartbeat, no brain activity, by any definition dead, and yet add a drop of water and watch the horror unfold. Like a creature from beyond the grave, the tardigrade slowly unfurls. Its organs rehydrate, its legs extend. Within hours it's crawling again, hunting again, as if death itself was merely an inconvenience. Scientists have discovered that tardigrades possess unique genes that produce proteins unlike anything else on Earth. These proteins, called damage suppressor proteins, protect their DNA from the kind of damage that would shred the genetic code of any other living thing. In 2019, researchers successfully transferred these genes into human cells. The result? Those cells became significantly more resistant to radiation damage. We are literally stealing the powers of these microscopic monsters to enhance our own survival abilities. But perhaps most unsettling is the question of their origin. Tardigrades are so unlike other life forms, some scientists suggest they might not be entirely terrestrial. Their extreme resilience would make them perfect candidates for surviving interplanetary travel on meteorites or cosmic debris. Consider this. In 2019, an Israeli spacecraft carrying dehydrated tardigrades crashed on the moon. Those tardigrades are still there in their cryptobiotic state, waiting. And if they can survive on the moon, where else might they be? Their ability to survive almost anything has led some researchers to suggest that tardigrades might be the last living things on Earth. They could potentially survive all 5 major extinction events that we know of. When the sun expands and boils our oceans, tardigrades might still endure in their glass-like state. We've found them thriving in every environment on Earth, from the deepest ocean trenches to the highest mountain peaks, from scorching hot springs to Antarctic ice. They've been revived from dried moss samples stored in museums for over a century. But here's a truly disturbing thought. We've only discovered about 1,300 species of tardigrades. Scientists estimate there could be more than 20,000 species out there. What other capabilities might these undiscovered monsters possess? Next time you take a step in your garden or brush your hand against some moss, remember, you're likely disturbing a colony of virtually immortal creatures. Microscopic monsters that can survive conditions that would obliterate almost every other form of life in the known universe. And perhaps, just perhaps, they're not originally from Earth at all. They're simply waiting, watching through their tiny eyes, for conditions to once again become so extreme that they alone will inherit the Earth.